The movie opens with Jake Sully recounting his simple and peaceful life as the chief of the Omaticaya clan and raising a family with his wife Neytiri, which includes his sons Netayam and Loke and his daughter Toot, his adopted daughter Kiri, born from Grace Augustine's unconscious Na'vi avatar, and a human boy named Spider, the offspring of Miles Quaritch, who was born on Pandora but was unable to be brought to Earth in cryostasis. While Neytiri distrusts Spider because of his human heritage, Jake can embrace Spider as his adoptive son. However, despite Spider being a human, all the kids get along well with one another, even Kiri, who has a soft spot for him. Spider is more drawn to Na'vi culture and traditions than his human background. They go about their daily lives as usual until they suddenly spot an unusual star in the night sky. They are shocked to learn that it is an RDA spaceship carrying humans who are colonizing Pandora and building another main operations station, much to their disappointment. Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Na'vi body and has had his memories from before his death uploaded, is one of the newcomers in the ship. Quaritch is therefore unable to recall his death at Jake's hands and is instead only able to recall the past and his vengeful mission to kill Jake. Jake directs a systematic guerrilla operation against the RDA supply lines, weakening them, to stop the RDA from abusing Pandora once more. Loke, who disobeys Netayam and is anxious to prove himself, tries to help Jake in battle during one of the operations but is injured. Jake saves him and teaches him not to put his own safety in peril by acting recklessly. That evening, as Jake was attending to his wounds, Neytiri gently reminded him not to be too harsh on Loke. Jake responded by expressing his concern as a parent for the security of his kids. In the meantime, Quaritch launches a mission to find Jake in order to avenge the attack on the RDA supply lines. Jake's kids journey deeper into the rainforest on a joyful expedition with Spider. They are unaware that Quaritch and his colleagues are in the same area looking around the location where Quaritch will see his human remains. Loke, who is perceptive, senses their presence and informs his father Jake right away, who is then made aware of the circumstance. However, a battle breaks out, and Quaritch's team kidnaps Jake's kids. Most of them are released when Jake and Neytiri arrive in time, but Spider is captured by Quaritch, who recognizes him as his son. The RDA tries to force Spider on the ship to reveal information on Jake, but she resists. Quaritch shifts tactics and addresses Spider as his son while also providing more information about the Na'vi in exchange for Spider's freedom on his side. Spider educates Quaritch about Na'vi culture despite his reluctance and ignorance of his true purpose. Quaritch also had success training an Ikran flying monster to use as his vehicle. Jake persuades a reluctant Neytiri and his family to disassociate themselves from the Omaticaya clan and relocate to the eastern seaboard of Meetkaina, a coral reef island whose clan and way of life are tailored to Pandora's aquatic habitat, in order to protect their safety from the threat that Spider's knowledge of their whereabouts poses, as well as to prevent another catastrophe. Jake abdicates as chieftain to his successor and departs for Meetkaina with his family. When they arrive, they are welcomed by the clan chief Tanawari and his wife Ronal, who at first have their doubts about them. Jake, though, explains their predicament, and it is decided to let them stay and provide shelter. Jake and his family are mocked by certain tribesmen because of their genetic human heritage, but as they learn the traditions of the reef people, they gain the respect of the tribe. While Loke makes friends with Sireya, the daughter of clan leader Tanawari, and his wife Ronal, Kiri is enamored with the underwater life of Meetkaina and forms a spiritual relationship with the sea and its species. In the process of adjusting to their new surroundings, Loke fights with Sireya's brother Aonung after the latter makes a harsh remark about Kiri and him because of their mixed human ancestry. Jake corrects his son's behavior. Loke returns to apologize to Aonung and his pals on Jake's persuasion. But as retaliation, they lure him into a voyage into the realm of a perilous sea predator and abandon him there. The sea predator makes an attempt to harm Loke. But Payakan, a tulkun, a peaceful and intelligent type of cetacean, whom the Meetkaina regard as their spiritual family, saves Loke and becomes his companion. Eonung is asked to apologize to Lok upon his return to meet Kaina when Chief Tonawari learned of his treatment of Lok. However, Lok accepts responsibility for his actions and gains Eonung's friendship. Additionally, he is informed that Payakan is an outcast within his race. While visiting a branch of the Tree of Souls to meet her mother, Kiri links with it but experiences a terrible seizure. Ronal heals her, but when Jake asks Norm Spellman and Max Patel for assistance, Quaritch is able to find them in the Reef People's home archipelago. He hijacks a whaling ship that is hunting tulkuns in order to collect their brain enzymes for use in developing anti-aging treatments, bringing Spider along with him. Quaritch tells the whaling crew to wantonly kill the tulkuns in order to bring Jake out before he begins mercilessly interrogating the local tribes about Jake's whereabouts. When Lok mentally connects with Payakan, he discovers that the tulkun was expelled because he disobeyed his species' rules and attacked the whalers responsible for his mother's death. When the Meet Kaina hear about the tulkun killings, Lok and his siblings Tsireya and Eonung leave to warn Payakan. They discover Lok, Kiri, and Tuk being held captive by Quaritch, and Payakan being pursued by the whalers. Jake, Neytiri, and the Meet Kaina headed out to confront the humans since their children were in danger. Jake is forced to submit by Quaritch, but when he realizes that his soul brother is in danger, Payakan fights the whalers, starting a conflict that leaves the majority of the crew dead and seriously damages the ship, leading it to sink. Lok and Spider are saved by Netayam, who is then fatally shot. Jake is up against Quaritch, who is holding Kiri prisoner. Quaritch initially rejects his kid when Neytiri does the same to Spider, but changes his mind after Neytiri cuts Spider on the chest. As the ship sinks, Jake, Quaritch, Neytiri, and Tuk get trapped inside. As Lok and Payakan rescue Jake after he chokes Quaritch to unconsciousness, Kiri conjures water monsters to assist her in rescuing Neytiri and Tuk. Spider locates Quaritch and saves him, but after seeing how cruel Quaritch was to the Na'vi and how he prioritized killing Jake's family over being his father and being a good man, he decides to leave Quaritch and return to Jake's family. Jake and his family decide to permanently reside with the Meet Kaina following Netayam's funeral.